Hello everybody, Keejchen here with an announcement for the last spell. Ishtar Games, the developers of the last spell, have announced that they are doing a new beta branch called Lakeberg and Items Production. And what does this mean? Well, it means that they're preparing for a major update coming in June. Here, major update bosses in parentheses. So that is on the doorstep, and I want to run this through this for you guys if you haven't seen it, just so we sort of get a gist of what is coming. And it also means that I will be delaying my continuation of my series for the last spell, because I really want to play with the new stuff when it comes out. So we will not be going to Glenwold yet, but soon, right? So I'll run through here. Let's see here. They announced a roadmap a while back, I think, Highway to 1.0, which we are of course not in yet because this is an early access game. And then there's a summary here. Lakeberg. I'm going to run through it. Why not, right? So Lakeberg, that I just finished up in my series, has been completely reworked. They've noted here that because Lakeberg was the initial map for the game, the only map, it had to be like a jack of all trades, as they're saying here. And so now that there's more maps, they have decided to sort of specialize it a bit more, which is super cool. So now there's an actual lake here. And it's mostly covered by like docks, creating this little maze thing. And there's more vestige walls around. And I don't know exactly what that little blip there is, but that looks cool. And generally, I think that the map is much better now. So big props for that. A few other changes that will be appearing in the new update is the winged enemies can appear earlier, a few more bulky enemies, so a little bit more variety early on in the run. And then they're moving the Dryad boss that I've just defeated to Glenwold, the next city. So we'll have to fight it again there, but I think it's going to be stronger. And then they're doing a new boss in Lakeberg. I actually didn't know that all the bosses were like or that the Dryad was the only boss. Well, more are coming anyway. So the Dryads will be changed. They're going to be stronger. And they're moving to Glenwold. That's all they're saying here. Oh, and as a pointer for the boss in Lakeberg, that means, of course, at some point I'll have to play Lakeberg again to experience the new boss, of course. Obtaining equipment. Even though random drops are a big part of roguelikes, it can sometimes be frustrating to never get the weapon or piece of equipment you're looking for. Indeed. So, the shop rework is the first big thing up here. Up until recently, we had to level up the shop to get better and better equipment, and also, they made some changes here that they're showing. But basically, they're removing the level upgrades from the shop. That's what they're writing down here. Instead, the shop will just increase incrementally as you play in the equipment that it offers. Awesome, because I was always like, it feels like you can't not upgrade the shop. You need the better shop. So it feels like you're just wasting money, or like you've committed the money already. Might as well, like, I'm supposing they'll rework the money that you're getting then to balance that off. But I think it's a great change. Just make it a built-in thing, right? And they increase the number of items in the shop. Cool, and you can sort it and filter. Weapons and armor are slightly cheaper. So I wonder, I mean, they're taking away the cost of upgrading the shop, and then they're making the items cheaper. Surely there will be a rework to how much gold you're getting, but I'm sure more of that later. Not only that, but production buildings are also being reworked. Before, when I played, I would only build one production building. At max, I could never see myself making one or more. Apparently people have been doing that, but they're reworking how that works. So now when you have production buildings, you will have, they will share upgrades. So if you build a bowyer and an armor and you want to level them up, they will both level up. So they can sort of follow each other more consistently, and that makes it worth more having the different buildings. You're more incentivized to build more production buildings. Super cool. Yeah. And new changes to how much that cost. As a side note, that's also mean production buildings will keep their level even if they're destroyed during the night and have to be rebuilt. Oh, I never knew, but cool. Oh man, before you would have to, I suppose if you lost them before, then you would have to re-level them all the way. Damn, yeah. Nice change. A little bit less tilty. And some other upgrades are still individual, not shared. Okay, and then some reworks to the balances of that. Change the way item drops are rolled. Some meta upgrades should not affect item drop chances as much as before. For example, players with respectively 2 and 7 different short swords unlocked will have the same chances of dropping a short sword. Which was not the case before. Interesting. Okay. And night rewards will scale. Perfect. Yes. Oh, they stopped scaling after night 4. Alright, yeah. Fair enough. I did notice that the night rewards kind of didn't follow the shop levels, so that makes a lot of sense. And you can re-roll the reward from the production buildings, 1 per day, but a feature that can be unlocked in the Oraculum. Okay, cool. Anyway, next up is the mist sensors. We have not seen the mist sensors yet, but I have heard about them. They are added in Apocalypse 3, which I have not unlocked yet, but they are basically being reworked to being a little bit less broken, as far as I've heard from my friends. Then they would basically make the game unwinnable, unplayable. So they're being a little nerfed a little bit. They scale with the health pools. Apparently you can go into like the mist and kill these things. Very, very interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. Construction menu overhaul, much needed, and love to see this. The construction menu was, I thought it was a little confusing before. It looks much better now. This new setup here. Look at all the new stuff. Oh, the repair. And then a few other changes. So Glenwold has better gear. Never been there. Gildenberg, the starting city, has been changed a little bit. I think they've made it a little bit easier as I'm reading it here. Another little nice change is that when you level up and you re-roll your stats, instead of having, you get fewer and fewer choices every time you re-roll, but they've gone from being 5-3-1 to 5-3-2. So you will always have 2 choices after your last re-roll, and it'll keep, if you keep re-rolling somehow, however you're doing that, you will keep getting 2 choices. So never less than 2. Perfect, right? And then other optimization and bug fixes. So a lot of cool new stuff. And I thought before we end here, I will go in and say, check the roadmap. This one came out, I think, about a month ago, so it's not that new. But here you can see that we have the bosses update here coming in spring. That'll be, is June spring? I don't know, whatever. In June, this one here. Then there's a thing called hard map update. So this is a new map, a new boss, and a new story content. Meta update in fall. So a lot of stuff this year. And in early 2023 is where they are expecting to finish off the entire game for 1.0 anyway. So, as I understand, Ishtar Games, the developers, have been fairly consistent with keeping their development schedules and the roadmap. So I am expecting that they will keep their promises of our game in update in June. And like I said, then I will continue the series. I'll probably even stream it. Why not? So that's what we're looking forward to right now. I've got some other series lined up that will be joining the channel soon. So you can check those out to fill the void. Or if you're just here for the last spell content, then we'll see each other in a month's time. And that's all I had to say for today. Just wanted to put out a little video so there's something coming and at least an explanation of the wait time. So thank you guys again for watching, and that's it. Keejchen out.